It's time for Ascension River District Hospital's coverage of East China High School sports. CTV and Ascension River District Hospital bring you today's game along with support from North Star Bank, Ace Hardware, and La Marche, the Murphy Inn.
Welcome into another edition of high school basketball on CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins here with you once again. District final action at St. Clair High School, and the St. Clair Saints are taking on the Richmond Blue Devils. This is what you want out of a high school basketball season. A chance to play for a championship, a chance to play for a wooden mitten. We're going to send it down to get things started with our national anthem and starting lineups.
Between the Blue Devils of Richmond High School, who will be the guests on the scoreboard, and the Saints of St. Clair High School. Tonight's starting lineup in the spirit of sportsmanship played in alternating fashion, beginning with the Blue Devils. Junior, number 1, Clair HS. For the Saints, senior, number 2, Jared Grant. For the Blue Devils, junior, number 2, Carl. Senior, number 3, Luke Ellis. For the Blue Devils, junior, number 3, Marcus Thompson. For the Saints, senior, number 4, Eli. For the Blue Devils, junior number 23, Sebastian May. For the Saints, senior number 11, Cam Vincent. For the Blue Devils, freshman number 55, Trey Williams. For the Saints, senior number 33, Kyle Henry. The Blue Devils are coached by Josh Presnell, the Saints by Matt Iscored.
Got an electric start here, Brad. We always say it. You want a chance to play for a wooden mitten. District final action should be really good. Saints had to knock off Armada to get here on Wednesday night. Richmond had to knock off Marine City. Both of them do it. They meet here. These teams match up very well.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting ball game. I think the Saints have had their sights set on this. Probably would have predicted at the beginning that this might be the team that they'd see. Richmond coming out with 0 seniors on the floor with a freshman to round out their lineup as well. They got all juniors and a freshman out there. Saints with some experience and big-bodied Kai Pennywell. That's a matchup that I'd look for tonight because I think the speed of Richmond's going to be difficult, but the Saints have relied on good defense all year, and they're going to have to do that one more time here tonight.
Kind of an interesting look. The Saints are in gray. Richmond's in white.
Does look a little off. Saints with a good first defensive possession, just as I said they were going to have to rely on that. They get a deflection from Luke Ellis like the other night, get a turnover, go on offense.
Luke Ellis spins in the lane, gets up there. Foul going to be called here early. I think this will probably be on the floor. 55 going to pick up the foul. That's Trey Graham.
You're going to give them shooting there.
Saints will absolutely take that. Seems like in that situation, it's like a coin flip sometimes. Depends on the official.
It's honestly a lot of times just the preference right there on what the official likes to call. You probably just see him always call it that way.
Yep. Luke Ellis on the line, his senior. First free throw up in there, good. You mentioned the freshman out there for the Blue Devils. That's who the foul went on. Freshman number 55, Trey Graham.
They're just looking across the board for the Blue Devils. Obviously, the Saints have not played them at all, but some younger guys, some good size, but you got to imagine if you got upperclassmen like Bleasdale here or Pennywell, you're going to have a strength advantage.
Ellis rarely misses free throws, missed them both, but they came away with an offensive rebound. I think they're going to get cramped going over the top, trying to reach in and grab the rebound.
Yeah, just no position there for Cramp. Probably better to leave that one alone and go down and defend.
Talked to Coach Disler before the game off camera. We sometimes did some of the on-camera stuff. He's got to focus, so you got to let him be a little bit. I just said to him, how you feeling? He's like, you know what? We just got to be us, which is a good sign because that's probably the way you want to go in. You want to get too crazy with it, make a bunch of changes and go outside of your comfort zone. We got to keep an eye on the scoreboard. I believe the Saints are the away team technically here.
I think that's how Coach White announced that at the beginning to let everybody know. Typically in a basketball game, the home team wears white. Saints kept their bench, however, you know, for comfort's sake.
Pull up from the free throw line, no good. Great rebound by Eli Lohr. Saints going to bring it back. Saints second half of the season have absolutely improved, especially on the defensive side of the court. Ellis three is up and no good. Pennywell offensive rebound, up good.
That's the matchup I want to look at right away. I can see Sebastian Mays for Richmond trying to bang in there with Pennywell. It's going to be a clear strength mismatch, though, for the Saints. They got to take advantage. He does it himself there by going up, get the offensive board, and put back.
That's an interesting matchup inside because Sebastian Mays had 18 points against Marine City. Stuck around and watched that one. But Marine City played his zone, and he tore him up. Little steal, up, no good. Lohr comes away with a little contact. No foul. Stevens grabbing at his head. Good pass inside from Bleasdale, and Cramp scores.
Nice feed, unselfish there by Bleasdale. Saints overcome a costly turnover at the other end and get a transition bucket of their own.
Looks like at least on the scoreboard they are going to put the Saints on the home side. If you happen to see that in your screens, 4-0 St. Clair on top. A lot of whistles early, and I think they're going to get Kai inside as he's going to war with Sebastian Mays.
That's something that Kai's not going to be able to do. I think Mays got away with a couple clutches and grabs on the one end. He cannot reciprocate that. I don't think he's going to be able to count on getting that call or no call, and he certainly cannot afford to be in foul trouble.
Blue Devils get the basketball in. Number one is DeQuan Haskins. He's guarded by Cam Bleasdale. Just over 2 minutes gone by and some good action. I think you're going to see this the rest of the way. Stevens with the basketball. He had an outstanding game. We'll get to his stat line against Marine City here in a moment. He's got it, pestered by Ellis, ball everywhere, bodies on the floor. Good look inside there, and here's a three on its way from the freshman, no good. Grant kept it alive, Bleasdale had it, and somehow ends up in the hands of Stevens, and another St. Clair foul.
A little bit unfortunate there for the Saints. I think there was two guys in gray jerseys trying to work really hard and kind of took the ball away from one another. Obviously, Richmond comes away with it, and Cam Bleasdale ends up in the bad position, getting a foul called on him.
Mentioned Stevens' stat line from the last game. Got to thank Brady Beaton from Get Stuck on Sports. 13 points, 19 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 blocks against Marine City. Keep an eye on number 2 for the Blue Devils. There's an air ball from three-point land. Saints will push it up. Bleasdale has it, settles things in. Cramp on the wing. Bleasdale up top. About 3 minutes gone by here in the first. Bleasdale spins, goes to his right hand, up and good.
What a really nice play there. Just a one-on-one senior play. Bleasdale was a little bit chilly the other night and comes out and gets that bucket. That looked real nice and forces Presnell into a quick 30-second timeout.
I don't know if you get the picture yet by the noise on your broadcast, but this gym is about as full as it's been in a long time. Student section over here to our right is all the way up to the top, all the way full. I think they even have some students, they made them sit down because it's so full.
Yeah, we were discussing that before the game. It was kind of nice, the fact that although we haven't had to plan for it, coming into Park here this evening took a little bit longer than we're used to. And that's okay. And it harkens back. These district games, we mentioned it in our previous broadcast the other night, they kind of bring you back to that scale packed gym. I can remember seeing this kind of stuff when the bleachers were made of wood.
6-0, St. Clair on top. 3 team fouls for the Saints, 1 for Richmond. Thompson going to bring the basketball up, gets it over to Stevens on the wing. He's guarded by Eli Lohr. Back up top, Haskins swings it back around. Stevens with it once again. See, that was Thompson who had it a moment ago. Now Stevens with it. Richmond going to take their time out of the timeout. They're going to make sure they get a good look at a bucket. You can see Coach Presnell over there. He's got his hands on his knees, hoping for something good here for his Blue Devils team.
Saints rotations have been really good over the course of the later part of the season. Defensively, they help well. And if they're going to settle, for long jump shots, if you're the Saints, you got to be okay with that. That was a contested jumper, just a good shot, good effort by the Blue Devils.
Tough crossover pull-up from Marcus Thompson, gets the Blue Devils on the board. Bleasdale back to that spin, got it stolen away. Back comes Graham with it. Graham going to take it all the way, float it up, no good. Pennywell has it, little reach in on Graham, and that's 2 on the freshman guard.
He just seems a little bit anxious, and you mentioned how packed it is in here. You got a freshman shooting right in front of that student section, and he looks a little bit like a freshman at the very moment. Obviously super talented if he's up at this level. So that actually might level off, something to look at later. But he's going to go sit down with those fouls. Coaches are going to work him a little bit, get him back in the game.
Cramp and Pennywell go to the bench for the Saints. Derek Disselrath checks in, and so does Hunter Richardson. It looks like they're going to get Stevens here with a foul. That is the case. A couple of pretty important pieces for Richmond making up their 3 team fouls, 2 on Graham and 1 on Stevens.
Right now, Richmond trying to bring some aggression against this Saints lineup. Got a couple of subs in the game. Saints handling it fairly well.
Cam Bleasdale with the basketball. Under 4 minutes to play here. Hit the halfway mark of the first quarter. Luke Ellis with it. Hands over to Eli Lohr. Ellis back over to Bleasdale on the wing, looking inside. Lohr was flashing, cut back door. Pretty good job by Stevens to recover. Bleasdale into the paint, picks up his dribble. Derek Disselrath, guarded by Haskins. Bleasdale here, 3.5 mark. Richmond fans like their defensive effort.
And they should. This is a good possession defensively for the Blue Devils.
Disselrath on the baseline, cut off by 2 bodies, somehow got it across. Bleasdale finds himself wide open, misses it. Richardson with a nice battle. Up off glass, good.
Another size advantage. They went from Pennywell and now Richardson in the game. Richmond does not have a guy on the floor that can match that size.
8-2 Saints. Great energy on the floor, great energy in the gym. Haskins drives in, got it over to Stevens. He's going to pull up from just inside the free throw line, no good. Bleasdale had it, and Richmond comes away with an offensive rebound.
Another little bit of a tough break there for the Saints. Felt like they were in position. The tap away goes back. Richmond's going to stay on offense.
Thompson has it, gets it in the corner, fake dribble, picks it back up and kicks it back out. It's put on the line, it would be a 2. It's no good. Stevens went over the top of Lohr, no foul called. Back out, Richmond keeps it alive. Stevens on the wing, resets it to Haskins. He pulls up for three, it's good.
That's what's gonna happen. He gives second shot. Stevens did a nice job. You know, he wasn't really in position, but on that, he kind of tapped it out and rebounded it without a lot of contact, and Richmond gets the second shot opportunity. They cash in for three.
Richmond cuts it to 8-5. Good lob inside to Richardson. Gathers himself. He's surrounded by three Blue Devils. Foul on the floor, and Saints keep the ball.
It's going to be on, well, pardon me, but Rajeski, I think we're going to go with for Blake there on Richmond. He's another 6'4" junior that came in.
24 is Blake yeah, good call. We'll go with whatever you say.
Rajeski, I think, is how we would pronounce it. Lost.
Richardson inside, got lost, and he gets an easy bucket. Saints in double digits, make it 10-5.
Richmond kind of fell for an eye fake there, vacated the most important guy to guard. And nice job by Eli Lohr recognizing it and delivering.
Stevens into the lane, foul on the floor. A lot of whistles early. Foul going to go against Eli Lohr. Both teams with 4 team fouls. Exactly 2 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter. District final action on CTV. Richmond's got to get this basketball in, and they do. That was probably really, really high, 4 seconds. Off glass, no good. Eli Lohr rips it away. Up ahead, Logan Ellis has it. Was going to float it, got it to his brother, goes out of bounds, and it's Richmond basketball.
That was really, really good hands there by number 4. That's Trayvon Thompson. And I really think that official got that call right. Nothing wrong with the feed from Logan to Luke Ellis, but Thompson able to kind of reach back, just go ball only, and kind of roll it off the front of Luke Ellis. A little bit of a, you know, you got to tip your cap. That was just a heck of a defensive save there. That would have been an easy bucket for Ellis.
Sebastian Mays back into the game for Richmond. Here's a little drive. Good defense once again by the Saints. 3 was Marcus Thompson. Gets it over to Stevens. Buck and a half to go here in the first. Stevens in the lane. Nice pass to Mays. Goes up and good.
Good dribble drive and feed. Mays gets his bucket. Saints going to have to cut off dribble drive. I think that's pretty much going to be the name of the game for the Blue Devils.
That was what we saw. Marine City was in a zone, and that happened very often. Mays just kind of hangs out, finds a soft spot, ends up with the ball in his hands right near the rim many, many times. Ellis on the wing, 10-7, St. Clair on top. Ellis to the basket, goes up. Pennywell had it in there. He's got it. Back up top. Ellis 3 on its way is long. Rebound by Stevens. Richmond down 3, brings it back. They push it a little bit. Haskins thought about it, pulls it back, goes between his legs and lost it. Stevens spins. Another drive baseline, contact before the shot, so on the floor, I think they're going to get Logan Ellis.
Here, you're going to keep an eye on this. Just Richmond starting to find their groove a little bit with dribble penetration. That's their entire offense. If you're a basketball nerd, you know, Coach Calipari just basically recruits athletes to get into the paint and give the ball away to big guys for dunks, and Richmond's trying to replicate that here. Doing a pretty good job right now.
Blue Devils get it in. Stevens has an easy look, and he barely got it to go.
And they don't need any help. That was just too easy. Lack of a rotation, so Richmond right back in the basketball game.
Lohr has it, little 2-on-2, goes up, good.
That was very good poise by Eli Lohr. That would have been an easy way to get a charge. Goes to the classic jump stop, just a little soft layup.
30 seconds to go here in the first. St. Clair on top, 12-9, another whistle. Offensive foul, I think, on Daquan Haskins.
On that whistle, I wondered if that's where we were going to go with it. I didn't see a way that it could have been a block. Logan Ellis in really good defensive position, sliding his feet. And I think it was the extended arm that the official caught there. Popped him with his foul. Saints going to get a big possession here, hopefully to finish the quarter.
24 seconds left on the clock. Oh, what a cut by Disarath, goes up. Oh, he missed it. But he goes after it like he always does. Richmond does come away with it. Haskins going to push with 15 on the clock. Stevens up good.
Saints got the look like that they wanted in a layup, and it turns into a transition bucket for the Blue Devils. Just 8 seconds on the clock.
Saints got to go with 4. They got 3. Essien brings it across, stops, pulls up, 3. Good!
It's a big bucket there. Braylon Essien off the bench. I kind of noted, you know, there's 8 seconds to go, and I was wondering with all those subs and younger guys in there if they would notice, and Braylon Essien clearly noticed.
15-11, a big-time 3 from Braylon Essien beats the buzzer. Second quarter after these messages here on CTV.
Ace Hardware in St. Clair is your local Ace Hardware store, and it's located on the west side of the Riverview Plaza in St. Clair. Ace Hardware in St. Clair now features Carhartt clothing, coats, pants, everything Carhartt. And look now, they also have the Big Green Egg, Weber grills, and of course, all the quality Ace products you've grown to know and trust. Paint, tools, keys, everything hardware. It's all at Ace Hardware on the west side of the Riverview Plaza in St. Clair. North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sanilac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. High school basketball on CTV. District final action on CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins. Ken Young on the camera doing a great job for us. St. Clair on top, 15-11. We're getting ready to start the second quarter, and we do, and the Saints have the basketball. Senior Luke Ellis has it. He's guarded by Haskins. If you just tuned in, Braylon Essien beat the buzzer, and the Saints are up by 4 instead of 1. Big deal. They try to get it in. Mays is battling Pennywell, and Pennywell went to go get it and out of bounds. Richmond has it.
That was a massive shot by Essien coming off the bench in short time, knocking that down on his own. Big play, little momentum saver as Richmond was kind of turning the tide a little bit, but here they get a turnover.
Yep, Bleasdale reached in. He'll be called for a foul. Saints have Lohr, Bleasdale, Luke Ellis, Essien, and Jared Cramp on the floor.
Bleasdale goes off. Eli Lohr just replaced him.
Blue Devils get it back in. Stevens has the basketball. He's a 6'4 junior. Marcus Thompson has it, gets it inside. Mays up, easy bucket.
Really nice play there. Good feed, wraparound pass, and good hands.
Lohr gets it over, almost stolen away there by Blake Rajeski. How many times am I going to have to pause for that?
Every time. Trey Graham's going to come in for Rajeski.
I hope he plays it off, but I'm not going to complain that he went to the bench, so I don't have to say his name.
Yeah, well, and he hustles. Graham back in, the freshman. He's got 2 fouls, so that's something to keep an eye on as well.
Essien tried to get it in with Pennywell and turned it over. Blue Devils going to bring it back. The St. Clair coaching staff was adamant there that I think Pennywell was held.
Yeah, and mentioned that earlier when Pennywell picked up his first foul. He got called for something similar, but I think he's feeling like he thought that was just allowed based on how it's going for him at his end. Carl Stevens starting to pick up his game a little bit.
Stevens doing it by himself there as an impressive. That's a tougher shot than he made that look. Make it 15-15, so we're basically back at zeros, minute 15 into the second quarter. Essien has it. Cramp back up top. Lohr has it. Man, you can just feel the energy going in this game. Ellis being pestered here. Eli has it. Richmond student section getting fired up. Cramp in the corner. Crosses over, tries to get in the paint. Bouncing, it's stolen away. Look out here. Stevens has it. Pushes it up ahead. Haskin gets it back to Stevens. Stevens into the lane, hands it off to Mays. Has it in the paint, kicks it over to Graham. Pulls up in the lane, no good. Pennywell rebound.
Saints gonna have to settle in, show some poise here. It's one of those spots in the game, just feels like it could get away from you if you let Richmond make you play too fast. Play your game.
Eli Lohr has it, still tied at 15, got in the lane, bounced it to Pennywell. Pennywell gonna work on Mays, thought about it, gets it to Lohr, he shoots, fires, long. Pennywell taps it out, ends up in the hands of Graham and Richmond.
Pretty good possession there for the Saints. Good looking shot by a good shooter. Saints really gonna have to focus on dribble drive here.
Marcus Thompson gets his orders, kicks it over. Haskins' 3 is no good. And Graham went over the top, and that's number 3.
Hard to argue that one. It's just a bad decision. If you're not in any position at all, you don't climb up somebody's back to go get it. And Trey Graham's probably going to have to go back down, and you might not see him until the third quarter.
3 different Blue Devils going to check into the game. 11 is Kyle Bartolomucci. Good goodness, these names are killing me. Eli Lohr has it, still tied at 15, brings it across the timeline, took a Disselrath screen. Luke Ellis has it on the wing, gets it back over to Cramp. Pennywell still working inside and gets it. They go in, he goes up off glass, can't finish. Disselrath there for the offensive rebound. He's on, and they're going to get him with a travel. I think Coach Disselrath is going to be lobbying that travel was caused in part due to quite a bit of contact down there. But what I do like, I think, is the Saints saw a couple subs, and they were able to get it in there to Pennywell.
Yeah, right away.
Somebody come in. Let's just get it in there. We've been trying to do it. We got somebody new. Let's try it.
And that's, you could see Coach Presnell not happy with how that was defended. And we'll see how long it lasts, because that's the first thing I noticed as well.
Lohr going to bring it back. Still tied at 15. Ellis, 3 from the wing. He likes that spot, can't quite get it. Pennywell with a monster offensive rebound and resets it to Lohr. Lohr gets it over to Disselrath. He's on the wing. He spins, working on his man. Ellis will try again. Did he find the touch this time? No, and Pennywell is still there for the offensive rebound. Back-to-back offensive rebounds. Kicks it to Disselrath. Disselrath going to go to work on the baseline. Picks up his dribble. What a bounce pass to Pennywell, and he scores.
Good possession there. Pretty much all just Kai Pennywell doing his thing. And right now, you might see another sub go to the bench for the Blue Devils. As Pennywell, they don't have an answer for that right now.
Kai Pennywell brought his Windex to the district final. He's cleaning the glass. Saints up 2. Lohr brings it across, hands it over to Luke Ellis, gets it across to Cramp. Hit the halfway mark of the second quarter, just under 4 minutes to go. Lohr on the wing, drives baseline. He got by his man for a second, goes up, draws contact. He's going to shoot 2. Foul should go against number 1, Daquan Haskins.
Got a simple look here, running Eli Lohr underneath through that double screen, and it gives him a look at Pennywell immediately coming off that screen. They can screen across to get the other post a look, or what you saw there is an option for a wing pick and roll that Eli just rejected the pick and went the other way off the dribble, forcing the foul. So pretty good execution there by the Saints offensively. And the Saints, who are a good foul shooting team, a little jittery here to start.
Richardson going to check in for Pennywell, who should get a round of applause. Yeah, pretty rare to see Luke Ellis miss 2 of 2 earlier, and Eli missed 1 on the front end here. See Richmond trying to reset the way they're positioned here. May's going to go down there. It seems to make sense to me. Does his work down low.
Carl Stevens didn't spend a ton of time on the bench either. I think he's a key for being able to rebound. There's going to be a horn here. They should have gotten that sub in.
Yep, Logan Ellis was at the scorer's table to get Eli Lohr out of the game. Officials now realize.
Something for the memory bank there as well. You could see how fast off the made free throw Richmond wanted to go. Yep. That's sometimes the reason that a coach will put a sub at the scorer's table, excuse me, just because you want to stop that. You get a horn and you don't have to worry about the ladder in the secondary break.
Right. Blue Devils going to bring it back. Thompson has it, got in the lane, kicked it back out. A little contact, he hit the deck. Stevens has it, working on Logan Ellis. He traveled.
Shuffled his feet a little bit. I thought I caught a couple of those earlier and just assumed we were letting them go tonight. Some officials are real picky about it. Some let you shuffle a bit.
See another little mini substitution issue. Saints trying to get Eli Lohr back into the game. Cramp going to go to the bench.
Well, the officials do need to take a look at the table and make sure there's no subs. There's a horn coming in on these. It is a little bit loud in here, so could be part of the problem.
Ellis has it on the wing, looking inside for Richardson, who's working. Ellis spins, a lot of bodies in there. Dishes it off to Richardson.
Wow, what a feed.
Mays did a good job, and Richardson went over the top. I'll tell you what, there's been a couple times the Saints have driven to that spot, and every time I'm like, oh, he's in a bad spot to be, and they somehow squeak out a pass and able to get it to Kai Pennywell or Hunter Richardson.
And both teams they've been able to do it. I've been impressed with the interior passing and catching by both squads.
We're at about 3:17 to go here, and you can see now both coaches kind of, I think if you're Coach Presnell, he's probably saying, hey, listen, they're playing some games here. They're trying to get their subs in. Are they not trying to get their subs in? There's no funny business there. It's just a matter of the officials just didn't notice.
Right. Well, and Coach Presnell wants to go on the gas pedal.
And I could see his complaint being fair as well. Hey, we're down on the other end, ready for a bucket a couple times ago. and we're stopping play because you didn't notice.
Right? And if you're Coach Disrath, I put him there so I could stop them.
Yep.
So you better horn it.
Richardson went over the top a little bit. Blue Devils going to come away with it. You can see Coach Presnell giving him a little piece of his mind. It's 18-15 in the district final, so you can see why, and they're going to get a carry here.
I think Coach Presnell's got a good argument here.
He didn't put the ball back on the deck, I don't think.
No, he never put it back down. He did put it on his hip, but that's okay as long as you don't take more than the allotted amount of steps. And from here, it didn't look like he had yet.
Ellis to Ellis on a little dribble handoff. 2.5 to go. Eli had a good backdoor cut, lost the handle, out of bounds. Richmond takes it.
That's a good pass by Ellis. If that ball's caught, that's an easy layup for Lohr.
2:30 on the clock. St. Clair up 18-15. Both teams with 7 fouls, so both are in the bonus. Stevens going to drive on Lohr. He got all the way in, handed it off to Mays. Richardson met him and denied him out of bounds.
Really nice job. Richardson didn't jump initially. He didn't bite on it, so he didn't get a foul call. And then when he went up, nice clean block at the top.
Saints going to get their sub. Kai Pennywell back into the game for Richardson. Made a big-time play there. That Richardson-Pennywell combo has been outstanding. Blue Devils get it in. Disarath has the basketball. And they turned it over, and Stevens going to get an easy bucket. Cut the lead to 1. It's 18-17, 2 minutes. Eli Lohr with the basketball. Gotta love a district final. Packed gym. Eli Lohr with it. A lot of seniors for the Saints. Nice to see them get out of here with some hardware. District championship. Saints turn it over. Cramp at the scorer's table, so you can see
an enthusiastic horn and some whistle. Yeah. They caught the sub.
Derek Disarath checked out. Cramp came back in. Minute 51 on the clock for this brief pause, and Stevens going to get it back in, and another Saints sub. And you can see Coach Presnell.
It is a little different. I don't know that I've seen that dynamic all that much. I can tell you right now, Carl Stevens is turning into a little bit of a problem for the Saints.
There he crosses over, got all the way in there and scores.
I think if you just had that feeling right now, it just seems like Carl Stevens can get to the cup anytime he wants. The Saints are going to have to find an answer for that problem.
I believe it's the first Richmond lead of the game. Pennywell inside. He was met by multiple Blue Devils. Bleasdale 3, no good. Pennywell and Mays battling in there. They're going to call this one a held ball. Possession arrow Richmond. Blue Devil student section giving a little life here with their first lead of the game. 1:21 on the clock. Marcus Thompson, a 5'10 junior, has the basketball. He'll bring it across. He gets his orders from his coaching staff, and he's met by Braylon Essien. Big minute 10 coming up here for both teams. Blue Devils in no hurry. Thompson trying to get by Essien. Braylon does a pretty nice job of keeping him in front. Stevens has it, kicks it back across. Certainly looks like they're going to take their time.
They got the Dean Smith 4 corners going here. And it's just interesting with the way that Richmond's been able to get to the cup. It almost feels like wasted time.
Stevens got it into Mays, who goes up, and Pennywell got him, and they're going to call a foul.
Interesting that they called that on the floor. They're going to give him a 1-and-1 look. If Coach Presnell has a gripe about that, that seems like it would be legitimate as well. They're going to get cramped, so maybe that's where the issue lies. So
before he went up, I guess.
Correct. So they get somebody in the front that we couldn't see and not Pennywell, which might be good fortune for the Saints.
It's good for technically who the foul went against, and it's also a 1-and-1 instead of shooting 2, no doubt. Mays' first one is up, and it's no good, so it is big. Cramp got the rebound. Saints are down 1. It's 19-18, 40 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter. Lohr went at it, an offensive foul against Eli Lohr. Second one against Eli. 9th team foul for the Saints. So with 36 seconds to go, The next Saints foul will put the Blue Devils in the double bonus. Marcus Thompson with the basketball. Braylon Essien guarding him. 25 on the clock. Saints got to get themselves a stop here. They're down a point. Stevens back up top. You can see Richmond going to take their time. I imagine they'll get some legit action at about 10 seconds on the clock. Thompson has it now. Ellis trying to get up on him, get that count running. Thompson kicks it over. Three-pointer on the way is long. Ball still loose. Cramp has it with 3. 2 on the clock. Goes behind his back. Tries to get it up to Logan Ellis, who has to just flick it over. He knew the clock. But I think what was more important there is the Saints got another stop.
Yeah, it was a big job. You're going to get that spread out four corners look, and they just want to dribble drive right at the Saints, and they're going to have to find a way to kind of cordon that off, because I think that was, with Carl Stevens especially, what was really effective here in the second quarter that gave Richmond the lead. But nothing really hurt here, a one-point ball game and kind of an ugly, scrappy, blue water looking game. And that's probably exactly how we expected it to go. So everything's just still right in place and on the line, and I don't think anybody's really taken hold here.
Carl Stevens, the big story for Richmond in that second quarter. He had 6 in the frame. He had 4 in the first, so he's in double digits. He's the game high in scoring. Jotted down that first quarter score. It was 15-11. So my math says that the Saints only scored 3 points there in the second quarter, and Richmond had 8. Neither team lit it up there in the second quarter. Both played pretty well defensively, and there was quite a bit of whistles. But the Saints obviously going to need more than 3 in each frame here in the second half.
Yeah, and they're going to have to shoot a little bit better. I mean, the Saints have had several open looks at 3. I don't think they've gotten any of them to drop. So if they're, they've got their eyes on winning a district title on their own floor in a gym that they shoot in all the time, they're not going to be able to go 0 from 3. Those are big momentum getters. So going to have to find a way to shoot a little bit better on the home floor and keep Carl Stevens out of the paint. That's about the only way you're going to capture them in.
Saints are balanced, but it's on the low end. Cramp with 2, Lower with 3, Bleasdale with 2, Pennywell with 4, Essien with 3, and Richardson with 4. So 7 of the 18 points for the Saints coming off the bench. Stevens with 10, Haskins with 3 for Richmond, Thompson with 2, and Mays with 4. Pretty good first half of action. The second half's going to be even better. District championship on the line. Third quarter after these messages on CTV.
I'm Dr. Lee Batcheldor, Chief Medical Officer for Ascension River District Hospital. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the hundreds of outstanding physicians, associates, and volunteers who provide personalized, compassionate, high-quality health care at our beautiful hospital on South River Road. We've been proudly serving this community for more than 50 years. Even more important, we plan to continue serving this community for a long time to come. Always remember that we are here when you need us, 24 hours a day, right here, right now, today, and in the future.
Well, they've got drink specials every day. Rooms upstairs if you want to stay. If you love music, hear it play at the good old Murphy Inn. At the good old Murphy Inn.
Looking for a great spot to enjoy lunch or dinner with fantastic daily food and happy hour specials? Look no further than the Murphy Inn in St. Clair. This is Paul, owner of the Murphy Inn. Our charming Irish pub features different food and drink specials every day of the week, plus live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday. The inn even offers 7 unique hotel rooms complete with modern amenities, perfect for overnight stays or a weekend getaway.
There ain't no doubt we're going out to the good old Murphy Inn. To the good old Murphy Inn.
Back to high school basketball on CTV, district final edition of high school basketball on CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, Ken Young with you. Been a great game, 1-point game. Basically 1-0 Richmond coming out of halftime. That's kind of the way you got to look at it. Both of us are coaches. You got to frame it, right? I think if you're Coach Disrath, he's probably in there saying nothing different than what he did probably before the game, which is just be us and overcome a 1-0 deficit.
Yeah, it's been a tale of 2 quarters. Saints were maybe on the good end of things in the first quarter, a little bit better scoring. Haven't shot the ball incredibly well. Braylon Essien, I think, has the only made 3 for the Saints, and that was a dagger at the end of the first quarter. Richmond kind of settled in and took back some momentum there in the second quarter, but just ugly. Saints with just 3 points in that quarter. So going to have to score a little bit better than that and handle some of that dribble drive from Richmond, but the Saints are right where they want to be in a tight basketball game, just 1 point.
Richmond won that second frame with an 8-3 mark. Bleasdale drives baseline, lost it out of bounds, and they're going to say it stays here with St. Clair.
Well, lots of fouls in that first half, 16 total, and for the Blue Devils, Trey Graham didn't get to play very much. He starts this quarter on the bench.
Good call by you. Bleasdale inside, foul going to be called. Looks like they're going to get Mays.
I think it's pretty clear you know, the Saints are going to have to stop dribble drive, and they're also just going to have to take advantage of their size and strength on some of the matchups. Richmond's got some taller guys, but they're a little bit lanky.
Foul was on Mays. Bleasdale's first free throw is up and no good. Kind of recapping that Richmond first half. Pretty balanced, didn't get a lot of points on the board in the first, and then Carl Stevens scored 6 in the frame. He's got 10. Bleasdale knocks down his second one, and that's how we start things off in the second half. So we're tied up at 19. Cam now with 3 on the night. Little pull-up jumper, no good. Bleasdale with the rebound, rips it around and gets it to Eli Lohr.
Interesting there, number 23, Sebastian Mays, who's been kind of grappling with Pennywell all night. Had a clear hook and hold, which we don't review. It's something to keep an eye on as a strategy, because he held on to that for a long time and the official missed it.
Richmond pushes it up. Thompson goes up and one. Able to finish off glass as the Blue Devils push it. We haven't seen them push it a ton. This time they are able to, and this time they draw contact and score. Foul going to go on Eli Lohr, kind of a big deal, his third.
Yeah, just kind of beat Eli off the bounce there. Good strong take by Thompson.
Marcus Thompson on the line trying to finish off the N1. He does. Looks like we might have something on the floor here. Looking for a towel of some sort. And Saints able to find something here. As long as it's not like our adventure where the roof was leaking.
Yeah, we're going to try to avoid any of those problems. That was an unfortunate day. Although the Saints dunked the ball, we delayed the game, and then they ended up winning a critical MAC game during that delay. Dominated in the return. 22-19, Richmond back on top. Bleasdale has it. Blue Devils showing a little pressure. Bleasdale guarded by Thompson. Minute gone by in the third. Cam almost lost it, gathers himself and hands it to Eli Lohr. Lohr, Pennywell, Bleasdale, Cramp, and Ellis. The starters are out there for the Saints. Stevens cuts off Lohr, and they're going to go ahead. Oh, they're going to get Eli Lohr with a foul there. Oh, wow. That's a tough call. And that's his fourth. And you know, he's out there trying to play defense. I don't know how you get offense. I don't know how you get a charge call there. He didn't extend an arm. They just made contact with one another.
And you can kind of see, we've all been there. Stevens has kind of got a grin on his face like, yeah, got away with one there. And then Pennywell and Stevens go at it. And Coach Fresnel trying to get an intentional call. And Coach Disserath wants a timeout. Pennywell called for the foul. So pretty good start for Richmond here. Kind of a scattered start for Coach Disserath's squad coming out of halftime.
Yeah, I think Coach Disserath was sensing a little bit of frustration in his guys. Pennywell comes out, gets a pretty aggressive foul there. You maybe want to rein him back in, but I think part of the intention there for Coach Disserath was to walk out and have a conversation with the official that the last couple of calls are going to be a problem. We got to clean it up because there's going to be guys that do silly things if you frustrate them. So he got his 2 cents in, has plenty of time to talk to his guys. It's a one-possession ball game, so you just got to remind your guys that, you know, you can't let a couple of plays beat you for consecutive plays. They got to grind back in here, be the experienced team, and get their composure together.
I'm going to make a little note in my book here. It's 22-19, 6:45 on the clock in the third when Eli Lohr left with his fourth foul. Mays inside, good. Sebastian Mays has 6, 24-19 Richmond. Boy, oh boy, does it feel like a big stretch here for the Saints. Bleasdale going to bring it across. He's guarded by Thompson. Cam to the baseline, cut off. Back up top, Essien, who just checked into the game. Into the paint, up off glass, no good. Pennywell battling to keep it alive and does. Bleasdale, corner, Essien, thought about triggering, goes baseline, floats, short, Thompson rebound. And Matt Disserath just picked up a technical foul.
He's been working the officials pretty hard. And I think he just feels like he's not getting the same calls. And if he's going to get a coaching box issue here, he does have a legitimate gripe. Coach Presnell's been playing all the way to the baseline. And now, unfortunately, and my least favorite rule in high school basketball is that Matt Disarath has to sit down for the remainder of the game. Never understood the rule, because if he gets another technical anyways, he's ejected. So isn't that enough accountability? Yeah. So now it's spontaneous applause and timeouts for Coach Disarath.
Free throw up and good. Haskins is on the line. Second one up is no good. Man, minute 47 is all that's gone by here in the third quarter.
Yeah,
lots happened.
It feels like the world has changed, and we really haven't lost much time up the scoreboard. So here we go. Saints gonna have to buckle down and play a little bit. Eli Lohr on the bench because he's got too many fouls, and Matt Disarath wasn't happy, so he's got to sit.
Stevens has it, kicks it back up top. Thompson now with it. 2 minutes have gone by here in the third. 25-19, Richmond on top. Thompson back over. Haskins has it on the wing, guarded by Cam Bleasdale. Saints need a big stop and a score. Haskins crosses over to his left, pulls up, rattles around, no good. Cramp, big rebound. Saints got to respond here. Ellis pushes it ahead to Bleasdale, drives baseline, got by. Good, pretty nice job by Thompson to poke that from behind. Stays with the Saints though, down 6. See Coach Disarath over there talking to the officials like, hey, Coach Presnell, out of the box. There we go. Let's sit him down as well.
Right.
That's a brutal position to be in for Coach Disarath. SC in 3, no good. Pennywell with another offensive rebound, and I think they're going to get a foul here on Trayvon Thompson.
Yeah, right now it feels like there's a diamond waiting right now, and that's Kai Pennywell. We had to find a way to get him the basketball in the offense rather than just having him clean up the glass. Doing a great job using his size on his own, but the Saints haven't been able to get entries, and I'm sure that's because scouting report said for Coach Presnell to not let him do it, and they've done a nice job.
Ellis with the ball, over to Cramp, Bleasdale on the wing, triggers from 3, up and short. Stevens with the rebound. Lost it out of bounds, that's going to stay with the Saints. It's going to go to the Saints. That is the case. The other thing is something I'm not keeping track of. It's not even just that he's getting the offensive rebounds and not able to get clean looks. I don't think the Saints have scored on most of his possessions when he gets the offensive rebound. No,
and right there, he might be a little bit fortunate. All the officials had turned away to run down the floor. And I think he poked that away from Carl Stevens, but nobody to see it. Looked like he threw it out of bounds, and
Luke Ellis gets it back to Cam Bleasdale. He's working on Thompson. Little reach in by Haskins. Nothing called. Stolen away by Stevens. Stevens going to work. Ellis from behind. Essien went down. No contact, though. He went down a little early. Thompson swings it around. Haskins inside. He's met by a double team. Stevens kicks it across. 3 on its way is good. Trayvon Thompson knocks down a 3 and a timeout. St. Clair going to call a timeout. It's 28-19. Richmond on top.
Big stretch here for the Blue Devils. They're taking advantage and making the shots. Saints have had probably 7 or 8 open looks from 3 and have hit really none of them. They did have the runner earlier by Braylon, but you're not going to win the game if you can't knock down open shots or get Pennywell the ball, and right now they got to get some stops.
Scoring here in the third, it's 9-1 Richmond. Obviously a crooked number so far. 4:46 left on the clock here in the third quarter, 28-19. Looking at the fouls team-wise, 4 for the Saints, 2 for Richmond. Obviously got to recap, Eli Lohr still on the bench with 4. He's certainly, I would imagine, gone for the next 4:46 unless this thing gets a little more out of hand and they have no choice but to bring him in just to try to get some buckets. Bleasdale back into the lane, lost it out of bounds, going to stay here with the Saints.
You're probably, honestly, only a couple of possessions away from seeing Eli Lohr. This game really feels like it's teetering on the edge, and I say that only because the Saints have had such a hard time scoring the basketball. You know, they've been stuck at 19 for a good amount of time here.
Thompson going to bring the basketball back across. Kicks it over. Haskins on the wing. Lost it. Travel going to be called. Derek Disrath going to bring it back. Saints are down 9, 4:21 on the clock. You can feel the intensity picking up. Fans starting to chirp a little bit. Got a little something going on behind the bench.
Some things going on. I'd like the Saints to just clean it up and get a couple buckets here. That would seem to feel a lot better. Essien just got hit in the head. Nobody called a thing.
Disrath gets it inside Pennywell. He's got to score this basketball. Short. Mays with the rebound. Back comes Richmond. This is a big, big stretch here. Stevens has it up top. Logan Ellis heads to the scorer's table. Saints got to get a stop. Stevens working on Essien. Lost it, has it, able to keep it alive. Look out here, that's Ellis with a steal. Ellis pulling up, long two on its way is long. Rebounded by Thompson. Look out here. Haskins has it in the lane, floats one, long. Pennywell with a big rebound. Be nice to see the Saints just calm this thing down, get a bucket.
It's got a
Ellis
pace that
stolen away, and I think they're going to get a foul here. That is the case. Foul on Trayvon Thompson.
game's just got an odd pace right now. You know, it's not out of reach. It's a 9-point basketball game, but there's some plays being made that just kind of reek of desperation for some reason. And really what it's going to take is for the Saints to see the ball go through the bucket. That's really, and we just haven't seen it in a long stretch, and that's frustrating.
Hunter Richardson going to check in the game. Braylon Essien just went to the bench. He got hit in the head, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, Coach Parlarge is over there. Give him the old, how many fingers am I holding up? 3:24 to go here in the third, 28-19, Richmond on top. A couple of full student sections and a full gym. Championship on the line here on CTV. Luke Ellis has it, brings it across. Heading towards 3 minutes to go here. Saints had 18 points coming out of the halftime locker room. They're at 19. Stolen away. Stevens has it, crosses over. Little contact, nothing there. Stevens going up, and he's going to go to the line to shoot two. You can see Coach Presnell wants an intentional.
A lot of get-back coaching.
Yep.
See what they're getting here. It's honestly, I'm having a difficult time. I know I'm supposed to be providing color, but I'm having a hard time sorting out what's going on myself. There's just a lot of body language and urgency. I don't think there's any intentional foul.
Well, they're calling that Luke's second. I only had him down for one. I'm probably wrong about that. Stevens' free throw rattles in. That's shockingly, in my book, Stevens' first points here in the second half.
And he was so good in that second quarter. And I think you just mentioned the Saints with 1 point here in the third. I believe they scored 3 in the second.
Yeah.
So hard to win. We're at 3:03 in the third quarter, and Richmond's defense is causing problems for the Saints right now.
Logan Ellis going to bring it across. He's guarded by Haskins. Cam Bleasdale has it, 30-19. Richmond on top. Bleasdale spins, gets in the lane. Nice work by Cam. Can't finish. Richardson offensive rebound, no good, but he'll go to the line and shoot two.
A little bit of Richmond's own medicine there. Bleasdale gets into the paint, goes up with a floater instead of leaving it for Richardson. Richardson able to get the rebound and a putback opportunity.
Foul on Wojcicki. His second. Fourth on Richmond. Richardson at the free throw line, going to go up and knock it down. You don't want this game to come to a complete standstill, but they do need some points with the clock stopped.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Now you try to dribble drive, get to the paint, score that way. It's an excellent way to get back in the ball game slowly.
Second one is no good. Richmond going to bring it back across. Trayvon Thompson. Stevens thought about the three. Dribbles on Richardson. Richmond lost it out of bounds.
Saints bench coming alive a little bit. Got it to 10 points. Just feels like since we talked about that 6-minute and 30-second mark, it's amazing that that's only 4 minutes ago.
Yep. Saints get it in. Down 10. Luke Ellis has it. He's guarded by Thompson. Now able to get it up. They tried getting it to Richardson, and they throw it away. That's going to be the tough thing, is you got to match turnovers with points, not turnovers with turnovers.
Coach Disrath uses a timeout. He knows he can't stand up to coach.
Yep. So he's got to use this opportunity. I don't know about you, but I'm one of those guys. I like looking my athletes right in the eye. That's probably one of the more brutal things about not being able to stand up. Where's coach?
Right. Yeah, and it's hard because you're used to coaching on your feet. You know, Coach Disrath, to his credit, I can't really recall him having any techs this year, so this is a little bit out of the ordinary. I think he's seeing something that he really doesn't like, that it almost feels might be intentional on Richmond's part. So good on them. They've been able to use it to their advantage, and it's really bothering the Saints, and to the tune of a 10-point lead. And this has become just kind of an ugly, grinded-out basketball game. Richmond just doing a little bit better job of scoring. The other thing worth noting is I know in that first couple of quarters, St. Clair missed 3 or 4 layups that would have them, you know, right in this basketball game. It would have given them a bit more momentum at the time. So,
and some free throws.
Yeah, and some free throws, which is uncharacteristic.
Stevens going to pull from 3, no good. Bleasdale comes flying in for the rebound. I will say, I believe this is Matt's first career home tech.
Oh, okay.
On the road at Marine City, picked up a tech.
Gotcha. I did not see that one, recall it.
Richardson battling. There's got to be a foul in there somewhere, and that is the case. Mays was trying to get around. I've got that as his second.
And really, Mays has done a real nice job on St. Clair's posts, and what it's hard to see at home is it looks from here like it would just be easy for Cam Bleasdale to make that feed, but the guard playing defense on Cam is putting up resistance as well, and you're trying not to get deflected.
Richardson has it in the corner. It's 30-20, Richmond on top. Ellis in the corner. Bleasdale got a great look at 3. It's no good, and rebounded by Stevens.
Saints just having a tough night shooting the basketball.
Stevens corner. 3 on its way is up. Good. Blake Radjuski with a 3. His first points of the night are big. 33-20. Ellis going to drive in the lane. No good. Richardson and Ellis reached in. Held ball. It's going to be Richmond basketball. Guy Pennywell going to come in for Richardson here. So we got both Ellis's, Pennywell, Cramp, and Bleasdale on the floor. And look at here, minute 33 left in the third. Mark it down. Eli Lohr going to check back into the ball game with 4 fouls.
13 points, and you've only scored 4 since the first quarter, or 5 since the first quarter. You just got to go with it now. And Saints haven't shot it incredibly well, so at this point, you don't leave the senior on the bench. It's 13-point lead, and you got to go after it.
It's a big moment. It's 11-1 Richmond run since that Eli Lohr 4th foul. Stevens has it on the wing, tries to get himself to the free throw line and does. Spins, lost it. Cramp has it. It's a 2-on-2. Cramp going to push it, dishes it. Bleasdale goes in, gets contact from Haskins. It looks like they're going to say this one's going to be on the floor.
Ooh. If so, that's tough.
That is.
That is really tough. And the coaches on the Saints or Saints sideline are saying the same thing that we are. That's a tough. Looked clearly like he was in the act of taking it up. A big development here as Carl Stevens looks like that he got the worst of that contact.
Well, Stevens goes to the bench with a minute to go. Pennywell inside, goes up, scores.
Finally get a steal and a good feed in there. Pennywell feels like it's been a minute since he's been able to get a clean look at the rim.
That is the Saints' first field goal of the second half with a minute to go here in the third. Thompson dishes inside. Mays goes up, denied by Pennywell.
Saints need a bucket in the worst way here.
35 seconds on the clock. Lohr goes in the lane, pulls up, a lot of contact. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That's that size of Eli Lohr. If I believe it's Thompson guarding him there. If he's able to stay straight up against somebody that's of equal size, it's not a foul, but when he goes up like that and hits the elbows of Eli Lohr, that's big. So the Saints have an opportunity to put single digits on the board, and that would be a win.
Eli Lohr, senior at the line. His team down 11. First free throw up and good. Derek Disserath at the bench. We got to keep track of these things now, apparently.
Yeah.
Derek Disserath at the scorer's table, ready to check in.
He's there for Eli Lohr.
Yep.
You don't want to see him get his 5th foul with 30 seconds left on defense.
Need to make here. Eli gets it. That's huge. That's big. Those are the little things that sometimes can get you back. Eli comes back in the game, doesn't foul out, knocks down both free throws, is able to get out. He survives another 34 seconds and makes it in the 4th quarter of the district final.
Derek Disserath, this is what he's on the tee. He does a good job at this stuff, right? Come in, fill in, be aggressive. Richmond's probably going to be content here just to kind of 4 corners it, get some dribble drive. Saints need to button up.
Thompson has the basketball under 20 seconds to play, gets in the paint, pulls up, tough shot, no good. Mays kept it alive. Trey Graham has found himself in foul trouble. He's out there with 10 seconds on the clock, crosses over on Cramp, who does a great job of defending and forces a travel with 7 seconds on the clock.
Here comes Eli Lohr again. I wonder if you're going to get that roll-through look, see if you can get him a 3. That would be massive.
So Stevens back into the game for Richmond. Eli Lohr back into the game for the Saints. 7 seconds on the clock. The Saints are down 9. A bucket here, cannot say it enough, cannot understate it, would be absolutely huge. A 2 or a 3 or any points. The Saints need it. 5 on the clock, 4. Eli in the lane, pulls up. May's got a piece of it. Pennywell beats the buzzer. Oh, the officials, let's see here. They're counting it.
Oh, absolutely.
For a second, it looked like the official went like this.
Looked like more than enough time to be a good bucket. Couldn't have got any bigger than that. Eli Lohr comes in with all the foul trouble, is able to get a shot off, and then really Kai Pennywell with just an excellent hustle play. Just a massive, massive play for the Saints going in. That was all the scoring that they could muster in short order.
Boy, oh boy, it's the end of the 3rd quarter on CTV, but it sure felt like the end of the 4th quarter. That means the 4th quarter is going to be electric. Stay with us. 4th quarter after these messages on CTV.
La Mache is open in the south end of St. Clair's Riverview Plaza. La Mache, an artisan's experience, soon filled with over 40 unique artisans under one roof. Individual spaces with their own vibe, handmaids, pottery, French candies and jellies, Halloween, Christmas, candles, pottery. Walk through the halls of La Mache and see the individual booths that everyone's talking about. La Mache, an artisan's experience in the south end of the Riverview Plaza.
Welcome back. District final action on CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, Ken Young with you here. Man, we got a great game, and credit the Saints. They crawled themselves back in through the chaos, and they're down just 7 points heading into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it would have been easy to kind of let that one slip. Guys, you know, metaphor, put their chin strap on a little tighter, got after it, got a big bucket at the end. Some crafty substituting there by Coach Disserath to get them back in. Trying for a backdoor look here, didn't get it. But a 7-point game just feels like it's more manageable, and the Saints kind of found a little bit of magic.
Pennywell, at first Stevens thought he had a block, but they're going to get Carl Stevens with, I believe, his 2nd foul, and Kai to the line to shoot 2 with the clock stopped.
Yeah, an excellent job. Pretty good position and a good feed. I think Kai might have got bailed out a little bit. He was pretty deep under there. That would have been a difficult shot. I thought he was going to go all the way through for a reverse. Nonetheless, spun back and draws a foul on a key player for Richmond.
First free throw for Kai is up and no good. Bleasdale, Ellis, Pennywell on the line, Cramp and Disserath in the lane, going to hopefully make a big impact off the miss. Mays comes away with the rebound. Stevens has the basketball.
Both shots look pretty good for Pennywell, neither one drops. Saints going to have to come out and play Richmond. This is by design.
Yep. Stevens, corner, Graham, dribbles. There you can see he could have done one of 2 things there and did neither of them. Graham has it again in the corner. This time he is going to trigger. Shot is up and long. Bleasdale with another rebound. Camp's having a night on the glass as well.
Yeah, at this point, Saints are just going to have to force them to shoot 3s and hope they miss them.
Jared Cramp with it. This is an all-senior lineup for the Saints out there. See if they can go to work. It's 33-26. Richmond on top. Wooden mitten on the line. Bleasdale gets it across. Cramp. Disserath on the corner. Tries to go baseline. Look at him body. And Stevens, an offensive foul on Derek Disserath.
A little bit of a tough call there. He just kind of drive and he turned. I didn't see an extended arm after that moment.
Trayvon Thompson going to come in. He's going to get Graham a rest. 6:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. Man, we've had some stretches where it just feels like 4 minutes have gone by, and until you look up and nothing's happened on the clock.
But a lot of whistles, a lot of momentum swings.
Bleasdale with a huge steal. Saints down 7. Man, you can start getting towards 5 or 4, down 4, and you got to feel good about it. Cramp. Bleasdale in the corner. Look at Pennywell working on Mays. A lot of bodies. Kai goes up. Good.
Just got to keep finding ways to feed him. He's a problem for the Blue Devils. They're doing a pretty good job of keeping him at bay, but he was in a crowd of 4 people and still found a way to put it in.
28-33. Blue Devils on top. Thompson into the lane. This time they're going to get Kai with a foul. Kai was pleading to get the foul, and that is the case.
Just his second, 6 minutes to go, no real trouble. Honestly, probably not a bad foul. There was plenty on it not to allow him to make an and one.
Thompson on the line, first free throw up and good for Marcus Thompson. That's the Richmond Blue Devils' first point of the fourth quarter. Here's Eli Lohr back in for Derek Disserath. Down 6. Get Eli in there and see if we can get a bucket or two. Second free throw is up and good for Marcus Thompson. Back to a 7-point Richmond lead. Bleasdale has it. He's cut off. Back up top. Cramp. Lohr swings it around. Ellis 3 up long. Rebounded by Haskins. Man, that would have blown the roof off this place.
Saints just having a hard time getting one to drop from the perimeter right now.
Haskins has it up top, guarded by Cam Bleasdale. Cam, one of the better defenders around these parts. Haskins into the lane, goes up off glass and good.
That is a tough play and in a big spot there. Off the glass from straight on with enough touch. Not easy to do.
37-28. Cam Bleasdale takes a Pennywell screen, back over to Luke Ellis. Luke guarded tightly. Bleasdale corner 3, up no good. Man, the Saints need one of those to fall. Stevens pushes it. Pennywell reached in. Ball on the deck, and Luke Ellis is there. Gets it to Pennywell, gets it to Lohr. Big time sequence. Great poise from the Saints. Corner, Cam, Cramp, Eli, Ellis. Inside, Kai working, not there. And the Saints reset.
You know, 5 minutes left. Saints don't need to force the issue, but, you know, to your point from the last possession, they are going to have to find a way to get one to drop.
Eli Lohr working on Stevens, and Stevens picks up, I believe, his 3rd foul. Not a huge deal, but that's 2 in the second half. 37-28, 4:56 is what's left here in the fourth quarter. Eli on the line, goes up, no good. You can see the Saints during Eli's free throw there. Coach Disserath called the other 4 guys over. Tried to sneak in a little half timeout, basically, see what we can do. Might as well.
And he's used quite a few of them, so he's probably trying to save what he's got in case you get a couple threes to drop here. You're going to need them down the stretch.
Eli's second free throw up, and that one's also no good, and Richmond comes away with it. Trayvon Thompson had it. He gets it up to Marcus Thompson. Marcus clears everybody out. Blue Devils up 9. Marcus gets in the lane, goes up, no good. Ball on the deck, bodies everywhere, and Luke Ellis has it. Man, is he good at that. Reach in here, and a foul going to go on number 3. That's Marcus Thompson. I got that down as his first.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. I know that I beat this to death, but he hit the ball. You got 3 guys crowding around him trying to grab him. At that point, you're just kind of expected to go play defense. You're more likely to just get a silly foul there.
So that's what appears to be the 10th team foul on Richmond. So that is huge. The Saints are in the double bonus.
Yeah, and if you're the Saints, you just got to find a way to knock some of these down. One of the poor shooting nights that we've seen just in general, all around, right? I mean, it just hasn't gone at a high percentage, and whether it's from the foul line or from behind the arc.
I'm looking at my scorebook here as Luke Ellis knocks down a free throw. I'm looking at my scorebook, and I believe the only 3 the Saints have knocked down all night was that Braylon Essien buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, and that wasn't even coming off traditional offense. I think there's been some good looks at 3.
Ellis's second free throw is no good.
I'm not sure how
I think the official said that
he
didn't
just
hit the rim.
signaled that didn't hit the rim.
The ball came straight down.
It clearly hit the rim. I mean, not that it's rather inconsequential, other than you want to be able to set up a defense. It just sets up
in the frustration.
It just sets up a credibility issue. Is what you're getting into.
And Stevens had it, and I think they're going to get a little reach-in foul here.
And it's just one of those things right now. It's 4:28, having a hard time scoring. You might try and put the Blue Devils at the line a few times just by being aggressive. If they make foul shots, though, it can be over before it was supposed to be.
Foul went against Logan Ellis. Cramp and Pennywell going to come in for Richardson and Disselrath. It's a 1-and-1 situation here for Carl Stevens on the line. Free throw on its way is good. 13 points for Carl Stevens, 6'4" junior. Back into the game is Sebastian Mays. He's going to give Blake Radjewski a break. Second one here for Stevens on its way. Good.
Saints are up against it here.
10-point lead again for Richmond, 39-29. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Cam Bleasdale looking inside at Pennywell, who's working hard against Mays. Ellis thought about a 3, lobs it into Pennywell, gathers himself good. What a pass and what a catch, man. That had very little room for error.
Yeah, really good hands there. Saints pretty fortunate. They went over the top with a helper behind, just nothing the Blue Devils could do. Good finish by Kai.
Thompson gets it over to Stevens. 4-minute mark exactly, halfway through the fourth quarter. 8-point Richmond lead. Thompson up top, guarded by Cramp. He's in a strong defensive stance. Thompson goes wide, and Mays has it. Oh, reach in, nothing called. And staying with Richmond.
Kind of a little bit hectic play there. Saints trying to cause a turnover. A couple times it looked like they were going to get it, just a step late to the ball.
Thompson gets it in. Haskins has it back up top. Trayvon Thompson with it. Haskins has it now to Quan Haskins, 5'9" junior. Gets it back across to Marcus Thompson. Thompson crosses over, gets in the lane. Thought about getting it to Mays, and now does. Ball on the deck. Pennywell after it. The Saints have done such a good job of getting these loose balls and not traveling. Luke Ellis with it.
Got to hit it.
Bleasdale corner 3. Man, do they need that. No good. Stevens has it. Richmond going to call a timeout here. They're up 8, 39-31. Somehow in the frame, Richmond still +1. 6-5, Richmond leading the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's just been ugly. I think kind of a knockdown, grinded out game. Looks like a heavyweight fight. It's kind of slow, hasn't been pretty. It's certainly not a shooting clinic. But right now, it's not really a shooting clinic for either group. So the first team that gets a little bit hot or gets a run going could still win this basketball game. I don't know that other than that 11-1 run when Eli Lohr went off, anybody's really taken a firm grasp and shown any type of continuity or consistency. So probably something the Saints are talking about now. I think right now they're doing a good job of muddying the water defensively, but they're not turning it into points. Bleasdale had a good look at a transition 3 down there. I think right before he caught it, I said got to hit it, and it looked good the whole way and didn't go. One of those here in the next minute or so is going to have to drop.
No doubt about it, as you like to say. 39-31, 3:17 is what's on the clock. We'll revisit it later, but that Eli Lohr fourth foul, boy, oh boy, big deal.
It's a big deal, and it was a tough call out in the open floor.
Ball on the deck, somehow Richmond comes away with it. Bodies everywhere, no foul called. Luke Ellis has been all over the place. Stevens has it, gets it back across. Thompson has it. Trayvon back over to Carl Stevens. Ellis is all over him, no whistles, and now they're going to get him.
You'll take that. If you're the Saints, it's really not a problem. You go out, you try to get a steal, you play as aggressively as the officials will let you. That time you picks up a foul at this point, putting them on the line and hoping to miss. You got to go down and answer with something.
Still just a bonus. That's the 9th team foul against the Saints. Free throw on its way is no good, and Eli Lohr with a rebound. Man, that's a big sequence. That can make a big difference. Saints down 8, under 3 minutes to go. Just about to the 2:45 mark to play here in the 4th on CTV. Eli Lohr guarded by Stevens, couple of premier players. Eli into the lane, picks it up, back up top to Bleasdale. Looking for a little action, 2.5 minutes to go. Pennywell inside, lost the handle. Mays went after it. Ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it's Richmond basketball.
It's just taking too much time to get offense going.
Thompson has it. Ellis went for the steal from behind and couldn't do so. Saints are going to have to probably start fouling here soon.
And they do, out on the perimeter. I think that's Ellis again. Might be his 3rd.
That's his 4th, I believe.
Possibly. It's a game like today. You've got over 20 fouls called in this half, I think we had 16 in the first, so you're going to get plenty.
Should be double bonus.
That's correct.
So now Thompson at the line, going to shoot 2 free throws here. First one is up, a little bit of a knuckleball. No good. You can see Coach Presnell saying, reach into the cookie jar, baby.
I see Coach Shaw at the top over there. Spin to win.
He spins it in his hand before he goes, and then on the way it's no spin and it's no good. So a Stevens missed free throw and a couple of Thompson missed free throws. Saints have a little bit of life. Eli Lohr with it, heading towards 2 minutes to go. This would be huge.
You have
Off
to.
glass, no good. Ellis with the offensive rebound. They got to go. Ellis draws a little contact, goes up with it short. Pennywell has it, and I think they're going to go ahead and get Trayvon Thompson with a foul on the floor. Doesn't matter where it's at this point. He's shooting 2.
Yeah, everything's going to be 2 outside of player control fouls offensively. Kai Pennywell doing a good job there. And if you're watching at home, Eli Lohr's shot looks, I guess, like a bad shot, but at this point, they're all good shots because the clock is the biggest problem, and you're just going to have to find a little bit of juice.
Free throw up and good for Kai. He has 5 points here in the 4th quarter. I've got him down for 13 on the night. A little substitution for Richmond is Blake Rajewski.
And Richmond, as well as they played and as much as they frustrated the Saints today, they're only up 7.
Pennywell's second free throw up, rattles around, no good. Rajewski with the rebound. 39-32 is our score. Richmond on top. We are at exactly the 2 minutes to go mark. Ball goes out of bounds and stays with Richmond. Both teams with 10 team fouls, both teams in the double bonus. Pennywell, Lohr, Ellis, Bleasdale, and Cramp on the floor, so the Saints starters going to try to get themselves back in this game. Down 7, Luke going to be guarding Thompson here. Luke Ellis staying back. He's got 4 team fouls. At this point, it almost doesn't even matter if he fouls himself out. You just got to get the basketball and get some points. Stevens has it, gets in the lane, going to float it. Very tough shot. Mays offensive rebound. Steal by Ellis. Possession of the game coming up. They're all possessions of the game.
Gotta shoot this.
Eli, Bleasdale corner. Got to go. Long. Rajewski and Bleasdale battling. Let's see what the official decides to call.
On 24. Oh, they called it on Bleasdale for attacking the rim. That is tough. 24 was blocking out. But it looked like an honest effort by Bleasdale to go after a loose ball. It's a tough break.
Man, I almost was going to joke about this going into the 4th quarter and say 1st to 40 wins.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Kind of there.
We're kind of getting to that point, although we don't want to say that right at this particular moment.
It's just more I'm saying I can't believe, and another missed free throw. Like, both teams are missing so many free throws. The basketball seems like it's spring-loaded.
And whoever loses this basketball game is going to lament the missed opportunities both ways. If it ends up being Richmond that loses, it's going to be the missed foul shots and the possessions that went empty down the stretch. And if you're the Saints, it's going to be those layups early and the inability to hit an open 3.
Bleasdale drives baseline on Thompson, going to go up with it. He's going to shoot 2. Foul going to go against number 3, Marcus Thompson. Clock stops. That's good news. Now you got to make them.
Good opportunity to answer. And we played that first half in 36 minutes of real time. And this second half, we are already at about an hour. So it just goes to show you the pace.
Cam misses his first free throw. Second free throw for Cam Bleasdale is up, and that one's good. Oh, wow. I think they just called a lane violation to take that point away. Wow. Take that point off the board. We stay at an 8-point Saints deficit. It's 40-32, a minute 27 on the clock here. Stevens and Richmond trying to get it in. They do get it to Haskins. Haskins has it. Imagine the Saints got to get up here. Haskins reach in by Bleasdale. Foul going to be called on Cam Bleasdale. So Haskins going to head to the line to shoot two with a $1:18 left on the clock. Haskins' first free throw going to head up. On its way is up and good.
Richmond finding the free throw stroke just at the right time here in the last couple.
41-32. Haskins second into the backside free throws here. On its way, rattles off the rim, off glass and in.
Got to get a quick look for three here if you're the Saints.
Eli Lohr with the basketball, gets it up. Ellis in the corner. He will fire from three. It's long. Rebound by Haskins. Pennywell and Bleasdale will reach in. Oh, out of bounds. I think they're going to say Saints ball. That's a big break.
A little bit of a
I think they're going to get a Richmond timeout here.
30-second timeout. I think just in general, Saints having a hard time right now getting anything going offensively. Coach is kind of lobbying for things that, you know, they want to see but aren't happening. So you're going to have to get a good look here coming from the inbound play, and that's really the most important thing. You got to get a good shot here and try to capture a little momentum here with a minute 10, but you're going to extend this game and just start fouling on the full and hope that the Blue Devils miss, although they have seemed to find something here.
Saints are down 10, a minute 10 to go. We kind of joked about this, and you and I are pretty good about not saying like, hey, officials did good or officials did bad, blah, blah, blah. We kind of joked that whoever was kind of like down in this game is probably not going to be super pumped about the officials.
Correct.
I will say that the Saints were given a little grace there. Not super happy about it. The official probably should have walked away. Just let it go.
Yeah.
We got a minute 10 to go in a district final. Let's just let this thing play out.
The Saints might have a legitimate gripe in that I think they're upset that Coach Presnell has been able to walk pretty much freely around the court all night long, and that is exactly what Coach Disserath got his technical and is sitting for. But I don't know that that's going to help him put points on the board at this particular time. It's just easy to get caught up in that, right?
Yes.
Human beings are funny things, and you know, it's easy to get that tunnel vision.
Kai Pennywell on the line, 58 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. It's 42-32 Richmond. Pennywell's free throw on its way and good. That's a big free throw from Kai. He's got 6 in the frame. Derek Disserath and Logan Ellis and Jared Cramp into the game for St. Clair. Eli Lohr to the bench.
A couple of defensive guys come in with Disserath and Ellis. You're going to probably see some aggression in terms of how they pressure the ball here.
Kai knocks them both down. That's pretty big. 42-34. Thompson has it. Cramp's up on him. Tips it away. Steal. Cramp has it up ahead. Goes off glass. Good.
Got to keep the pressure up. It's okay to foul, too, especially him.
It's down to a 6-point Richmond lead. 40 seconds to go. Huge development. Disserath goes up ahead. They're going to call a foul here. It's 42-36 with 38 seconds. Boy, oh boy. What a sequence here.
Yeah, really nice poke from behind, stealing a layup. Saints do a good job. Nothing really wrong with Disserath catching the foul out on the perimeter. It's a time issue now. You're gonna have to hit some threes probably. You're gonna either, you know, try to go two for three.
Stevens on the line, knocks down the first one. Credit him for knocking down a big free throw. Luke Ellis and Eli Lohr back into the game for Logan Ellis and Derek Disselrath. As you mentioned, a time issue. The nice thing about Derek's foul there is only a couple seconds went off after they made buckets. So it's better than messing around hoping for a steal when, honestly, it was going to be tough for them to pull one off there.
Just trying to get a steal on the initial inbound. If you don't get it, just foul and hope that the Blue Devils can find a few more misses. Saints are still going to have to make buckets.
Stevens missed the second one. Cam has it. He fires from 3. On its way long, rattles around. Luke Ellis was fighting in there. I think they might get Thompson or Haskins with a foul. Oh.
Gonna get number 1, Daquan Haskins.
That is.
His 4th, so a pretty big development. He's just kind of out of position. Ellis did a good job with position. Goes up, and again, you mentioned it earlier, one of the best ways to get back in a basketball game is to score with the clock stopped. And for Coach Presnell, that's got to be a frustrating thing, whether it's with the officials or with his guys. You know, don't foul.
Luke Ellis at the line for the Saints. He knocks down the free throw. He's got 2 in the frame. He's got 2 in the game. 29 seconds to play, 37-43. Richmond on top. It's a district final. A wooden mitten on the line here at St. Clair High School. Outstanding high school basketball environment.
Another big foul shot for substitution. Doesn't get it.
Mays went after it. Pennywell was after him. Out of bounds, as they say. Mays had the ball and ran out of bounds with it.
And it was interesting because that whole way Mays is fighting Pennywell, and I thought there was some grabbing and holding on both of their parts, and so you kind of just decided to let that play out as they fall into the stands.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can put anybody at fault for a foul unless you want to call a double foul.
27 seconds on the clock. Eli Lohr with it. Saints don't have to hurry, but they do got to get going here. Eli Lohr makes the floater. Pulls up from the free throw line, knocks it down in a St. Clair timeout.
I haven't kept track at all, but I know Coach Disselrath is definitely low on timeouts.
Can't take him with you.
Can't take him with you, use them all, and he tried to stop some runs earlier. Unfortunately, now he's kind of got to clog some momentum on his own, but you can't afford to let Richmond set up here. It'd be interesting to see if you get... I'm sorry, I'm taking a look at the student section. I thought the officials were looking over at the student section. It'd just be interesting to see if you get a timeout from Presnell after Coach Disselrath sets up his defense.
43-39, Richmond still on top. I think there just might be something on the floor down there.
Just a 4-point game here.
20 seconds on the clock. Richmond's up by 4. Both teams in the double bonus. At this point, there's just so many. I'm looking at my foul tally. It's like everybody's got a bunch of fouls. Yeah, it's something on the floor down here, I think, maybe. Officials taking care of that, so luckily that wasn't an issue down there.
Right now, the Saints are just going to try to steal the initial inbound, maybe try for a quick trap. If you get a foul called on you, that's no big deal. You're just hoping for the Blue Devils to miss at the other end.
Thompson going to try to get it in for the Blue Devils. Jared Cramp's got his hands up, waving, trying to make something happen here. Man, would a 5-second violation be huge? They bounce it. Cramp got a foot on it. Oh, no, they're going to get Logan Ellis with a foul.
That's okay. No time at all. I believe Cramp would have got a kick ball anyhow. We would have reset for an inbound. So, honestly, a foul with 0 seconds coming off the clock isn't the worst thing ever. It's going to put a little bit of pressure on Daquan Haskins here, so we'll see what kind of medal he's got.
43-39. Haskins is going to shoot 2 of them. Man, no matter who you are, you like to see the first one go through. Saints hoping he misses it. He does not.
It was perfect.
Ellis and Lohr going to check back in for Ellis and Disselrath. For a second, I thought Richmond was sending Stevens to the bench. No, I was like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Just a little perplexed.
He broke his leg or something.
I'm a little perplexed at why
we're stopped. Yeah, and you can see the other officials saying, oh, no.
Chirping from about. I don't know what the conversation is. Here's I'm gonna guess, right? Because we don't have any mic'd up stuff. It seems like Coach Presnell is arguing that that's an intentional foul. It's not an intentional foul. That's a judgment call. You can get a holding foul with the ball out of bounds. He's just concerned that no time came off the clock, which is what we talked about earlier.
I think you're spot on.
It's not an automatic rule, though. I don't know if that's what he's trying to sell. But it's not. You can get a foul away from the ball without the clock running.
Free throw up and good there for Haskins. 45-39 is our score now. Moore going to pull up from 3. Tough shot is good for Eli.
Saints must have had one left.
45-42 is the score. 13 seconds on the clock. Now, part of what you're saying is if you're Coach Presnell, he's probably thinking in the moment that that's a problem for him. Now, I'm imagining in his head, this is why he was complaining, because he's thinking, well, Louise, what if the Saints can do that again?
Right.
Foul with no time coming off the clock.
Correct.
Which, if you're Coach Disserath, you're like, yes,
that's
please.
That's exactly what you want to do. I mean, that was a big deal, right? So, you know, he's not wrong for lobbying for it. The official is wrong for allowing them to stop the game and listen to it for so long.
It's funny because I think both sides, both coaching staffs, everybody here, it's almost like, I don't blame you for saying that.
Correct.
And I don't blame you for being mad that they're upset about it. You know, like, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, well, and that's just when you ratchet up the pressure and you get a big game with a bunch of people in here. I mean, the stress level's high for everybody, officials included. They're feeling like they want to listen to the coaches and give them some grace. But at the same time, one feels like one's getting more than the other, and it's just it's an interesting dynamic. Saints would be thrilled to foul with 0 seconds coming off the clock. They would be thrilled.
13 seconds on the clock. The Saints are down 3. Richmond has the basketball. They got to get it in. They do to Haskins. Bleasdale reaches in, didn't get him. Disserath reaches in and grabs him. Now that's a little bit more interesting the way he went about that.
Well, and you know, if you go and call that, to me, Derek Disserath clearly was trying to foul the first time that you let it go. So if you don't call them, I feel like the official has some role to play in that intentional foul. So he didn't call it.
I'm good. I do
credit.
not believe, by the way, that was an intentional foul. I think that they called that the right way. Especially we've been shooting double bonus for about an hour now.
Well, when you consider situations, you're clearly trying to foul. So the misnomer of intentional foul kind of takes on a different light in this particular circumstance. Of course it's intentional, but as long as it's not egregious or malicious, you don't call it.
So only 2 seconds went off the clock there, so that's a positive. 11 seconds is what's left. Haskins shooting the second free throw here. It's 46-42 Richmond. Free throw on its way is up and good. Make it 47-42 Richmond. Saints get it in. Bleasdale with 10 on the clock. Gets it across. He's going to go ahead and pull up from 3 on the wing. That one rattles out, no good. Richmond gets it alive. Mays has it. Gets it to Thompson. Foul here going to go against Pennywell as he knocks Mays to the ground. Obviously the Richmond faithful like what they see. 2 seconds on the clock and they're up 5.
Yeah, that's going to pretty much do it. A nice job by Richmond. They played really well. This is a tough and hotly contested game. High emotions.
Mays on the line to shoot 2. First free throw up and good for Sebastian Mays. Richmond brought quite a few fans to this game, and they're obviously loud in this gym right now. 48-42 is our score. Saints coaching staff pretty fired up over there. With 2 seconds on the clock, I think everybody's just got to get in the locker rooms, get out of the gym. And you see Stevens waving to the student section. We just got to get out of here. Mays on the line, shooting the second one. It's been an interesting basketball game.
There just really hasn't been a lot of smooth things on substitutions tonight. I don't know if it's a lack of communication. It's just interesting. So you got 6 seconds left. Coach Disserath is not worried about sitting down now.
Mays knocks down both his free throws. 49-42 is going to be our final score. You see the officials running their way back into the locker room. Richmond celebrating here on the Saints floor.
So overall, to
Richmond's
recap,
the district champion. Saints had a nice season. We can recap that in a second. This game was I don't even know how to describe it. It was all over the place. I gotta give both teams a lot of credit, and you for sure have to give the Saints credit for navigating through a lot of chaos. They got the thing down to 3-point game, It would have been real tough in that spot with that amount of time left to make it happen, but they sure did fight back.
Yeah, and really, what a good job. I mean, Saints did a nice job, made a good effort, made it a competitive game, and really chalk this up to sometimes you just don't shoot well and play your best. And I think that could be the case here tonight for the Saints. They just didn't do all the things they needed to. Richmond, to their credit, was able to knock down some foul shots at the end of the game. And they made their way toward the wooden. They earned it here tonight. And it's painful for anybody. It's painful for the Saints on their home floor to lose out on a goal, but for the younger guys on the team, it might be an opportunity to sit here and watch somebody else get a trophy on your court, learn something from it, and kind of use that as motivation into the offseason, because you know what, there will be one.
49-42 the final. You know, the really hard part about these situations, you almost want some of the St. Clair fans, specifically the student section, to just go out, because Richmond's about to have a ceremony here on our home floor for being a district champion. A lot of people still kind of lingering on the court. Let's go through our scorebook here as we make our way through. All right, let's break down the second half. It was the first half, it was 19-18. Richmond was on top. 42-49 is our final here. So Richmond in the second half, 30 points. St. Clair 24. Probably doing my math wrong there. That is correct. It just doesn't feel like that should be right.
No, and really the Saints only found their offensive group at all in the final 2 minutes of this basketball game. It just never kind of coalesced for them. So hats off to the Richmond Blue Devils. They're going to get the big win here tonight.
We'll keep it here for now. We'll go ahead and show the Richmond ceremony. Might as well. Tally up my score, my total points here. Eli Lohr had 10 for the Saints. Man, that's a really nice 10 points considering the position he was in. I wrote it down. 6:45 to go in the third quarter. He picked up his fourth foul. For him to finish out the way he did is impressive.
Yeah, he did a good job hanging in there. The Saints did a good job hanging in there. There's plenty of things about adversity here. And, this was a little bit of a microcosm of their entire season in that they just didn't really quit. They kind of found their stride, found a way to make it close and competitive. I don't think anybody has to be ashamed about not having a stamp put on this season or this game. Nonetheless, there's a disappointing outcome for the Saints. But for the Blue Devils, to meet a goal and really here the guy getting his trophy, Carl Stevens, was a huge factor in that.
Yeah, I'm not sure why there's so many St. Clair kids out on the floor, right in the middle of the floor. It's a little strange. First time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the motivation is, unless it's just you're waiting for players in some way to talk to them, but typically they would go back into the locker room.
Yeah, I should clarify. I meant fans from St. Clair out here, but yeah, you're right. It is interesting to see it. Kind of cool to see Coach Ciceres' kids still sitting on the bench watching the ceremony, especially after the way this thing ended. It was on fire in this place.
Yeah, and it would have been easy for them to all walk off and not do this, and it's nice to see that they did. I think there's, no body language expert, but I think they are displeased. But sometimes, like I said, you got to have your kids sit here and take their medicine, and it's just part of life.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Totally do. The thing that we're showing right now is the kids getting their stuff, right?
Absolutely.
And I don't think that any of the kids from either team should be discredited for anything that happened here.
No,
the Richmond players, for example, I want to give credit to a guy who, both of us, he's on the line seemingly the entire end of the fourth quarter. DeQuan Haskins, who we didn't say his name a lot all game. I'm looking at his fourth quarter stat line. One field goal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 free throws, all of them I think with under 2 minutes to go.
And they were all massive. I mean, they were all massive foul shots and sealed the deal. And to their credit, I think if you go back, Saints just didn't shoot well enough. You can put all the other stuff aside. If you just go down and dig deep into shooting percentage, that was really the core issue.
Yep, Saints head to the locker room now. Credit both teams. I mean, seriously, that was an intense Friday night district final here. As you said, man.
It's everything you want from a district final. Unless you're a Saints fan, you wanted it to look the other way. Nonetheless, Richmond earns it here and gets the right to move on to the regional, which I believe is at SC4. And, you know, hats off to Coach Presnell. They did a nice job.
So now we can talk a little bit about the season.
Let's do it.
The Saints are the COMAC Gold champions. Coach Disselrath's first season at the helm in charge. A lot of seniors, and give those guys a lot of credit. They did some good things, and we're looking across. You see it, those blue banners on the wall over there. They get to put 2022 on the banner under the league championships.
Yeah, nothing to hang your head about. This is a good Richmond basketball team. They came out here and kind of ended your season in a way you didn't want, but if you look at the whole body of work and where they've started and where they've come to, if you start off with, you know, Armada, and you lose that game, then you come out here and get right and kind of show the growth. Obviously, Richmond was the #1 seed in the district. I know you're hosting, but they were the #1 seed, and the Saints gave them all that they wanted and more, and probably feel like they could have won the basketball game. But to get a league championship and to be here and take it to the wire, sometimes it makes it more disappointing in the moment, but over the entire body of work, when you get a chance to reflect and look at it from a 30,000-foot view, it was a successful season for the Saints and these seniors, and it was a successful first season for Coach Disselrath. So something to build on. It'll get kids interested in your program. They see this here tonight. If you're a junior varsity player, some of these middle school kids that we see out on the floor right now, if you don't want to play in a game like this, you better check your pulse.
It's also tough, just to kind of recap the game. Saints got a lot of, like, nice looks. They got themselves to the line a lot. It's really, really tough pill to swallow for any basketball coach or a player or a fan or anybody to say, just missed a lot of shots.
Yeah, and
we missed a lot of threes. We missed some free throws. They probably could have changed the game a little bit. But that's basketball. That's why you go out here and play.
Yeah, it'll come down to that. More than anything else, that's what it came down to. And Richmond just made a few more.
49-42, Saints lose in the district final here at St. Clair High School. Been a fun season here on CTV. We'll see you next season. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, Ken Young. Got to give a shout out to Austin Barney, who's normally here with us throughout the season. It's been fun. We'll see you next season here on CTV. Thanks for watching.
East China High School sports have been brought to you by Ascension River District Hospital, along with support from North Star Bank, Ace Hardware in La Mache, the Murphy Inn, and CTV.